I'll spur my friends. First, I'll just dive in with why this is not on Wednesday. Because on Wednesday, I got back from school. I have exams, by the way, which are pretty cool because I get study leave. So I got back from school early, and my parents told me that my guinea pig was dying. My last remaining guinea pig was dying, and it was a bit sad, and it was quite impromptu. It was after further maths, so it was like 6 p.m. by the time I got upstairs, and I couldn't do anything. Next day, she did die, and for some reason I turned myself up to cook. Not a great idea. I shouldn't have done that, I don't think, but... yeah, and the next day I signed myself up to cook, and I don't think that was the wisest idea. And then I didn't have time to do this, and it's coming out on Friday, but it's good because I think that the video quality is going to be better today than it was yesterday or the day before, because I was a lot more sad those days, and now I'm feeling a lot more energized, even though I might not look particularly energized. Let's hop in. So, Tufty died. Super sad. But it's not the same as when Ginger died, because then I thought that I was taking her for granted. If you go back and watch that video, I was, I guess, worrying that I had taken her for granted, and so I grieved quite a lot. But now I know that I did what I could with Tufty. I was nice to her, I played with her, I gave her food and stuff. And so it makes her death less painful, because I know that I did all I could, really. It kind of epitomizes my week, like it sums it up, because it's just been a bit naff. Like, I haven't done that much. I've been quite unaligned. Yeah, I've had a lot of time and I haven't done anything with that time, which is part of the reason I'm recording the video now, because I'm feeling a lot better now. I did a good journaling session at the end of my maths exam, because I finished in half an hour and had an hour to sit there going. So I decided to ask for a piece of paper and journal, and that's really made my mood a lot better. So the key things from this week. We've got distraction is a bit of a gift. So long as you're aligned with what you're doing and you're being intentional, distraction is definitely a gift. And this is a bit confusing, and I'll probably make a video on it. I swear there's a video in the works. I haven't started editing it, but it'll be out this week. I might edit it today while I'm between exams. But distraction is really nice, so long as the distraction itself is nice and you're being intentional with what you're doing and you're willing, okay, you know, I'm doing something which I enjoy, and I've now got this opportunity to do X or Y, which is a bit distracting, but I'll still like what I'm doing. Take the distraction. Welcome it. It's a gift. These positive distractions are really confusing for me, but I heard about it on a podcast once, and now it clicked with me the other day, because I was doing something and then one of my friends messaged me, and I just had a nice conversation with him while I was waiting to finish whatever task I was doing. I think it was revision. And even though the revision was useful and it probably had a higher impact than talking to my friend, I enjoyed talking to my friend more. So it was a welcome distraction. But let's say I'm not doing anything and then you distract yourself in the conventional way with, like, I don't know, YouTube or whatever socials you use, then obviously it's a lot more bad. Second thing is about excuses. Part of the reason I've done so little this week is because I made myself a lot of excuses. I don't know how valid some of them are, but between Tubsy dying and, you know, having to do revision which I don't like, I made myself a lot of excuses saying, oh, I can't do this because of the blah 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 blah. I've made too many excuses, and that's part of the reason I was feeling not great the past few days. My parents also make a lot of excuses. I'm sorry. I just thought I'd need to let you know with certain things, and that's sort of rubbing off onto me and I don't like it. What can I do? Most of theirs are valid. I won't complain about it. I just have to focus on myself, right? But the reason I don't like it is because it's really not honest. It's not truthful to me. It's not honest to who I want to be or what I want to do. And so, yeah, I just don't want to make excuses. I mean, it's understandable, because when you make an excuse, you then just get further away from whichever goal you're trying to achieve or whoever person you're trying to become. And that person I want to become is someone who seeks clarity and discomfort at the same time. One of the main problems I didn't do anything this week is because I was super comfortable and super unclear on what I wanted to do. I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, but it's nice to lie in bed. Okay, I'm just going to lie in bed. And however pleasant that is, doing that for 3 days does feel quite negative. So, yeah, but I kind of got out of it now. Hopefully, I'm gonna do some other stuff. Next thing, YouTube and cooking. I was gonna record this video while cooking yesterday. However, I realized that actually I really don't like recording while I'm cooking because it then really stresses me out to record. No, that's super hard. I'm not gonna do it again. And this is experimentation. It's something which Ali Abdaal talks about in Feel Good Productivity. Talks about it in Feel Good. And it's this experiment philosophy where you say, okay, everything's a bit of an experiment. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to treat it as an experiment and I'm going to use the results to, prove a hypothesis. And based on that, you then do your next actions and so on and so forth. And it's then pretty good. And so I've decided that I don't like cooking, but maybe I like recording outside. And I know I'm inside, but like recording footage outside and overlaying it with a voiceover. And, it just takes time and it takes iterations for you to find who you really want to be, especially on YouTube, but even in life in general. This week I have also had, because I've not been doing much, a literal billion ideas. I've had a lot of ideas to do a lot of cool videos, and just a lot of ideas of who I want to be, what I want to do, and just crazy ideas which just make no sense, like, what if this sky was purple? Because I've been really creative recently, I guess. Been also listening to a lot of Colin and Samir. A very good podcast. And it's all about creativity. I'd say it's creativity over content creation, really. Ideas were cool, creativity is fun. I've had a pretty good week in terms of ideas, even though it might not have been a pretty good week overall. But that not a good week I can then iterate on, make better using experiments, and then capiche. I was looking at the digital thing. Hello, that's me talking to the camera. And the last thing, maybe the biggest thing which I've learnt this week, is this thing which I'm going to call With Love Until We Die. There's an artist who I've listened to for ages called Tristan, and he's got an album called WLUWD, which stands for what I just said, With Love Until We Die. And this concept I never really grasped until a couple days ago when that friend was messaging me. I realised that actually I've done way too much alone. I'm trying to do everything alone. I'm trying to make these videos alone. I'm trying to edit them, record them, make thumbnails, blah 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 blah, all alone, and it's just not going to work because one day something's going to go wrong and I won't have extrinsic motivation based on someone else. I won't have any accountability and I'll just be like, oh, I'm not going to do it this time. But also, you've never heard of a success story of someone, especially in film, which is kind of, maybe, what I might want to go into, who's done it all alone. Everyone always has someone else, and maybe you hear 1 in a million people who I did it all alone, I grind it out. But 1 in a million is like genetic at this point. So many people do it with someone else, and I sort of forsake that. But this With Love Until We Die is, what I'm saying is that basically I need to work on more things with friends, but also I need to enjoy my work more. I don't want to have misaligned actions which I don't enjoy, because what's the point? And so, we get to the end of the video, which has been a fairly short video, and I'm glad because it means less editing and I can focus on something else, like my German speaking exam, which I have in 3 hours. So, let's finish off. My haiku goes as follows. Nebulous dust floats and combines, orbiting stars, gems of knowledge, brain. This was based on Monday, which was my only productive day in the entire week, where I felt like I was orbiting a planet because I had that many ideas. My quote, somewhat unsurprisingly, is With Love Until We Die, but there could be another one, which is a lyric from a Fox Stevenson song, which says, searching the universe for something we can do, and living to fight another day, but that's okay. Even though this week hasn't been very good, I've survived, and I'm going to get on with a better week next week, and that's okay, that's enough. Final thing, let's think about something with the ponder. The ponder this week is, what do you want to seek? I want to seek discomfort, I want to seek clarity. Maybe for you, you want to seek enjoyment or happiness. Well, I kind of want to seek them as well, but those two are, I think, the easiest ways for me to reach this, like, happiness. Like. So, video over. Bye bye.